Hi, my name is Christina Maxey, and today's lecture is going to be on the other effects of attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. In 1902, Sir George Steele brought to the public's attention about attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADD, ADHD. However, it was not until 1967 that the federal government started a fund for the National Institution of Mental Health to study the effects of stimulants on children with hyperactivity. From the continuing research, children with ADD, ADHD not only can suffer academically, but also from difficulty peer relationships and increase in injury. Children with ADD, ADHD are frequently and negatively impacted by difficulty peer relationships. A study posted by HOSA in 2007 showed that 80% of children with ADD and ADHD fell into the rejection category among their peers that don't have the disorder. HOSA also stated that the core nature of the symptoms of ADD, ADHD make functioning effectively with peers difficulty, and that once a peer has labeled a child with ADD, ADHD, the rejection becomes increasingly difficult to overcome. Not only being labeled with ADD, ADHD makes students start to reject or resent students with ADD, ADHD. But a survey conducted by Mikami in the School of Psychology Review showed that extra attention that's paid to students, whether it be good or bad, ultimately causes classmates to become resentful of those students with ADHD over time. Studies have also shown that children with ADD, ADHD suffer from injuries much more often than any other child. In the Emergency Medicine Journal in 2012, Ertan talked about his research that showed children with ADD, ADHD have far more reported visits to the ER with trauma-related injuries, and also roughly twice as likely to suffer from burns, poisoning, head injuries, or fractures than children that do not have the disorder. Also cited as a reason for the increase in injuries by Pastor and Rubin in the ambulatory pediatrics is the symptoms of ADD, ADHD. This research showed that symptoms such as impulsory, hyperactivity, and inattention are reasons for injury. Through the survey, it also states that the rate of injury is higher regardless of age, gender, and even health insurance. As you can see from the visual aid, children with ADD are at 35%, where children with physical disorders are at 26%, children with developmental disorders are at 26%, and children with no disorders and no ADHD are at 14%. So, in conclusion, children that suffer from ADD, ADHD are frequently and negatively impacted by difficult peer relationships and suffer from injuries much more often than other children. So, as educators and parents, we should keep in mind that children with ADD and ADHD don't just struggle academically, but have difficulty with peer relationships and an increase of injuries. So, as educators and parents, let's try to close that gap between children that have ADD, ADHD, and children that do not have the disorder. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.